Greetings from South Korea. I am Adang, Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news-making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung chaired a meeting with ministers and industry insiders on Wednesday to discuss ways to boost South Korea's competitiveness. There, President Lee called for domestic capacity boost in chip materials and equipment. To address this government plans to provide expanded fiscal and financial support for semiconductor materials and component suppliers. Another major initiative is expanding semiconductor infrastructure beyond the capital region. The industry ministry plans to establish what it calls the Southern Semiconductor Belt, connecting the cities of Gwangju, Busan, and Gumi. South Korea has launched a stern protest with China and Russia following the unannounced entry of their warplanes into the Korea Air Defense Identification Zone. The Ministry of National Defense summoned military attaches from both nations on Wednesday morning to object to the incident that took place the day before. According to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 7 Russian and 2 Chinese military aircraft entered the Kadij over the East and South Seas. While territorial airspace was not violated, the jets identified as bombers and fighters failed to give prior notice before entering the zone, as is customary. Seoul's military, which scrambled fighters in response to the breach, says it will continue to firmly deal with such activities in accordance with international law. South Korea is poised to make a significant breakthrough in the Latin American defense market after Peru agreed to procure nearly 200 units of Korean-made ground vehicles. According to the presidential office, the Peruvian army will receive 54 K2 main battle tanks and 141 wheeled armored vehicles under a comprehensive agreement signed with Korean defense firms and Peru's state-run enterprise. National security officials say the Peru deal represents a pivotal step towards expanding Seoul's global defense footprint, while President Lee Jae-myung expressed hope that the agreement will elevate bilateral defense cooperation and lead to a sustainable, mutually beneficial partnership. President Lee Jae-myung met a group of foreign ministers from the Pacific Islands at his office, hoping to seek greater cooperation on minerals and energy. Some 15 officials from the islands, including the Marshall Islands, Papua New Guinea and Tonga, are visiting Seoul for a Korea-Pacific Islands Foreign Ministers meeting. President Lee stressed Korea's growing ties to the region, noting its significance as a major fisheries hub. He also highlighted Korea's continued contribution to the region through ODA projects, and added that Korea will proactively respond to the shared threat of the climate crisis. South Korea added 225,000 jobs in November compared to the same month last year. According to the Ministry of Data and Statistics on Wednesday, the total number of employed people stood at around 29.04 million last month. The increase was driven by the health and social welfare services sector, which added 281,000 jobs on year. However, key industries continue to show weakness, with employment in the manufacturing sector falling by 41,000 and the construction down by 131,000, marking 17 and 19 consecutive months of job losses respectively. While the overall employment rate has risen by 0.2 percentage points on year, employment for those aged 15 to 29 dipped by 1.2 percentage points in the same period, losing 177,000 jobs. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.